Hi, Debbie Touye with Alteredpages design team. Today I'm going to be sharing some of my techniques on recycling some cheese boxes using our partner for this month, Leaky Shed Studios chipboard pieces. So glad that you're joining me, and let's get started. I'm going to prep the surface. I've pre-gessoed the surface, but I've mixed a little antique white with some nutmeg just to give it a nice little background for my lace pieces. So I'm going to do this whole box with this paint, and then I'm going to go and apply my molding texture. Now, using Punchinella from Alteredpages.com and some molding paste, I'm just going to make some textures, and I want it to be very rough. I've actually let it dry out some so that it would be really grainy. Now, in order just to give it a little bit before I put on my gelatos, I'm going to take some of the dilutions, which I've had in my stash. This is a beautiful pink color, bubblegum pink, and just real lightly hit over it. I'm going to get it to use that as my background, and my gelatos will go on top. Tone down my background, I'm using gelatos over my spray, putting them on and then rubbing to get a more antique look. Next, I'm ready to add some surface embellishments on top of my texture. I'll be using Buds and Blooms from Altered Pages. It's a creative scrap line, and I've got some beautiful pieces here, and I think I'm going to be adding this little lady here, and also from another, the Garden Journal variety, I'll be adding some sunflowers. So I've had a good time tearing these things up. Now, to add my collage pieces, these are the pieces I've cut from those beautiful vintage brochures from Altered Pages. I have a little trick or so that I do with my decoupage. I go ahead, and as silly as it sounds, I water it. Put a little water on the paper, and then I take the edges and I just kind of squeeze them a little bit, macerate them a little bit, just to, yeah, chew them up. I just get them where they're soft and not so hard. And I'll actually take my fingers and pull them and distort the fibers a little bit before I put them on my project. Now, this, I'm using a paper paste. I don't even know if it's made anymore. It's, yes, and it's one of those things that keeps my paper from warping. But I'm going to put it on, and since I've watered it, it's a little bit more malleable. So that way, when I go to place it on my project, I can generally get it to fold and go where I want it to go a little bit easier. And yes, I do go back and I take a lot of the paste, and I'll actually put it on the edges to get it to become one with the piece. Now that I have my paperwork done, I'm going to go ahead and add my textile embellishments. This is actually a sheet of lace from my daughter's wedding gown, and so I'm going to be using a little bit of it on my project. And remember, it's just cloth. Don't be afraid, and I really want some of this tulle in it, so let me clip this. The wonderful thing too is I love to use this unbleached parchment paper, and it just makes a light image. So I'll take my StazOn and also some beautiful stamps from Altered Pages, and I'm going to use black for this one. Now, the parchment paper gives us a light blend, not a heavy, and I'm going to hand press this because I just want to have some shapes. It's not necessary that I'm going to have the actual design. I just want some beautiful textures. So oh, I love that. And I'm just going to do it again until I have some nice textures. There's also some beautiful little border stamps, and this was done with the StazOn Midnight Blue. And of course I used my one of my favorites, which is just the regular jet black. And permanence is really great with StazOn, and you can get this at Altered Pages as well. Now to add some wonderful surface embellishments of glitter. And you see that I'm just taking a little of my paste. Now this is glitter that's available at Alteredpages.com. I'm just going to hit up a little bit of that, I think. Now, I'm still going to add some more fabric embellishment. These sequins are also available at Altered Pages. And then I'll take a seed bead. Let's see, hit just right up in that center there. Grab a seed bead or two. Throw those in for good measure. It's always better if you have a little it would help if I had opened this up before, but I just want to use a little bit. Just a little. And when I mix glitters, if I'm working like this, I'll just go ahead and put them all in one container that I used, a mixed glitter container. But this glitter is available at Altered Pages, and it's beautiful. It really is. One of the things I did while I'm doing my texture embellishment was I took some craft ribbon, the crinkly kind, folded it in half, and made a bird mouth, which means that you cut it at a severe angle from the open end, so that when you open it, it looks like this. And then you can take it, put it to the center, crinkle it up, and then give it a twist. And when you open it up, open, you have a little butterfly. And that's what I did here. I made a little butterfly, and then I took a little Artwin marker and just put it on there. So in addition to all of my beautiful embellishments, my organzas and my laces, the next step would be for us to put in our Leaky shed chipboard pieces. One of the wonderful things about being a Altered Pages design team member is that we get to partner with some other great companies as well. And Leaky Shed is one of those. And so that's what I'm going to be using as my focal point for my wonderful mixed media project. And you'll notice that Leaky Shed has these great chipboard pieces. So please check them out, as well as alteredpages.com. Altered Pages carries some great foils and also some gold leafing. And so what I'm going to do is, on the smaller snowflake, I've already put my adhesive, and in order to open up the holes, I'm just going to take a pin and tear out the pieces, and these are going to be my focal points. But I'm going to put the gold foil on this particular snowflake, and then the others I will use gelatos on. With the last placement of my chipboard from Leaky Shed Studios, my box top is now complete. Now on to finish, I'll line the inside and paint the outside. You'll notice too that I found some wonderful yarns that give it that great texture. My little butterflies, my great organza, everything went together to help this box. What I will be using it for is for a gift card holder for the holiday season that's up and coming. I've already got started on that. So I have one, I have two, I love these, and then I have three. And you'll notice that they're all basically the wonderful same great embellishments, but again, each one is unique and different, and I'm hoping that my family will value them as much as they do the card inside. I hope that you've enjoyed my tutorial. Please join me again. I'm Debbie Touye with Altered Pages, and see you next time.